dangerous. Be fierce.
I want to respond to a lot of what you said.
I don't know what the
Please.
fuck she's talking about.
You make a really interesting point. However, I feel like a lot of the reasons why men can't actively express masculinity in a positive way is because of the patriarchal structures that we have. Part of where I'm coming from with this is I'm trans. So I was born female. Now I present as male. I came out socially and medically transitioned at 18.
Okay.
The feminist movement is what helped me feel empowered enough to be who I am and be a man.
And no disrespect to your process. I know it's a very strenuous thing that you go through, but I see a woman still. I feel feminine energy.
That's just mad fucking disrespectful. I ain't gonna lie, this person looks like a man to me. There's like a regular dudes who look like him I see on a daily basis. So I don't, that's just, she just taking jabs at him for no fucking reason. Like,
From you.
That's all right. I
And
totally
so when you
respect
say,
and what's crazy is this lady is talking about like how the tradition people supposed to be and all that shit. But like the people, like a lot of people would not consider her traditional. Or look at, like, I'll be honest with you, you got your breast out. You could dress how the fuck you want, but like you cannot be telling people how to be, like what traditional masculine and feminine is when you do not fit that yourself. And those look like implants. I'm gonna be 100 with you. I know what the fuck implants look like. So just, you don't fit into that. So I don't know why. Like, this person is just being super fucking hypocritical.
you're a man, then it's like
if she was talking like traditional and shit and how she's talking about back in the day, she would be covered up, like literally. Like that's what it is. Like, but she doesn't fit into it herself, but she's judging other people and like trying to make them into this traditional box she's trying to push them into.
I don't see that.
The way I think about it is more.
And on top of that, like she's very outspoken and like really loud, more of a person. A lot of people will not consider that feminine. A lot of people will consider that fucking masculine. So like this lady is a lot, like she says a lot of hypocrisy and shit, which she has the freedom to do. I'm not even judging her. Like, she has freedom to fucking do that. But like, she's not seeing her fucking hypocrisy, which is fucking annoying. You know what I'm saying?
Individual choice and individual freedom. And if I want to say that I have feminine energy and people view me as masculine or vice versa, then that's their problem. That's not my problem. And for me, that's what feminism is about giving people the choice to act in accordance with however the hell they want to.
But that's a
not
very
how
dangerous
feminism
society.
started. That's
to
not how
say.
feminism started, though. Yeah, we went from, wanting equal rights for women and equality for women, and now it's
Humanizing
kind of
women, right?
humanizing women,
Yes.
making it to where I think we all agree, women now are equal to men, and with like third and fourth wave feminism, especially fourth wave feminism, it's kind of turned into individuality, like you said.
It doesn't take a man to tell me how to be a man. It doesn't take a woman either. I can define myself as a man how I want to. I don't need somebody like Andrew Tate to be like, you're not a man unless you do this. I also don't need a woman to come up and be like, you're not a real man if you don't do this. And it's the same with femininity. I'm not gonna tell you how to be a woman. I don't think another woman should tell you how to be a woman either.
So what would
Yeah, that is fucking annoying. Like, it's like how people constantly like tell dudes how to be. I've never heard like people tell a woman like, oh, woman up or be a woman. I barely heard that shit. But people always push dudes into these little boxes. I think that's why a lot of dudes are so fucking frustrated and shit, because they're pushed into these small little boxes and shit, and that's where all that fucking toxicity comes from.
What you tell kids.
Yeah, like he has this, you have a daughter. Do
Yeah.
you really want to be guided by the ambiguous, define yourself as however you want to define yourself? And for her mind to be molded and shaped by men who, no disrespect, women who turn themselves into men and then turn themselves back and say there's a lot of dissatisfaction when the root.
I'm low-key, like how these people, like people liberal, left-wing, a lot of times they reserve and do not try to offend somebody, but like, yo, talk your shit, man. Like, call her on her hypocrisy. Like, a lot of times they're really like reserved and always trying to be nice and play nice. Come on, yo, talk shit. She's not holding back.
Root of the problem wasn't the gender, it was everything
There's
else.
actually
slow
very,
down, though.
very
I
low
feel like
I
rates
looked at
of
the percentages.
detransitioning, but
I
that's
looked at
neither
the
here nor there.
percentages.
That's also a minority of the population.
Feels like you're bundling a lot of ideas, which makes it hard to respond. But
Well,
I
because there's so much data to support
can you
these.
repeat what's the main question?
Do you
me to
want your
answer?
daughter's mind to be formed and shaped by a society that tells her it's okay to be masculine and to be a man, and that she
Totally.
doesn't need a man, and that it's better off for her to be alone and put her career first and not have children.
I think it's more likely than not that she'll probably follow a more conventional path. If my daughter grows up and she wants to dress like a boy, like great. If she, for whatever reason, is experiencing gender dysphoria, like we would navigate that together.
Like, I don't even know what this lady is talking about. Like, I want my daughter to have a career, have like financially independent and be able to support herself rather than be tied down to a fucking dude that can like who make herself financially like dependent on another human being that can like walk out on her at any fucking minute. I want my daughter to be strong, independent, and like, you know what I'm saying? That's what I want for my daughter. Like, I don't know what this lady is talking about. Both of my daughter and both of my son. Like, that's what I want them for.
But that, to me, it doesn't scare me. And
That's,
I would all the more want to live in a
sad.
world that...
I feel like that's sad because
Why,
it's a
though?
because my son, I encourage him. I say, you are to be, and I really don't care the backlash. You're supposed to be attracted to women. And
Isn't
I
that
tell
a lot
him,
of pressure?
and I tell, no, and I ask him,
But what
who
if
are
he's not?
Bro, I wonder how old her son is. Like, cause if she's telling this to like a fucking 5-year-old, bro, that should be mad weird. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would not, like, I'm a straight dude, but I would not want my mom to be telling me shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Imagine if your mom just comes up to you out of nowhere, you just chilling. Hey, you're supposed to be attracted to women. You're supposed to be attracted to women in your fucking ear. That's just weird.
Because life for transgender individuals, and my son's African American as well, is very freaking hard. I don't know if
Yeah,
we can
that-
swear. I'm sorry.
You can.
It's very hard. Do you know this to be true?
Asking people or putting pressure on your son or putting
I
pressure
don't
on my daughter
pressure.
to not...
I just tell him.
Okay, but to not be their true self, if that's truly how they feel,
that's
it
not
feels
their
like
true
that
self.
would
No,
be...
it's- they're
That's
not their true
that's
self.
this like
Thank you.
that's this way. It's
Thank you.
society has influenced.
Bro, please ask her, what would she do if one of her kids came out gay? Like, I wonder how she would react to that and respond to that.
Influenced everybody to
correct.
be
We
like,
so off
you know,
So when you say I can identify, I can be whatever I want. If I want to say, I'm Beyonce today, I can now just be Beyonce.
But do you
right?
actually believe that?
I do. I kind of feel like I don't think you
Can we
believe
talk
it.
about the prompt?
Genuinely
Yeah,
believe
let's roll back.
The prompt's about
here's
men
the
falling
Here's the
behind.
other thing. Men are falling behind. Is it because of feminism, or is there socioeconomic factors that we're not looking at?
Well, how do we
because,
define
well, no.
falling
Let's
behind?
Yeah,
look,
what do you see as falling
What's
behind?
falling behind? So people in America, not just men, everybody is getting poor. This has nothing to do with
Well, that's
Like,
not
literally,
true.
it's true. Income inequality is increasing and increasing. like these dudes are always like posting their problems saying, oh, it's because of feminism, it's because of women. Dude, like, we live in a society where it's ruled by men, okay? Most of your fucking problems are coming from other men. Focus your energy on that rather than just attacking women, dog. Like, it's just weird.
Yeah,
No,
that's
That's a mental state.
No,
That's
like
not
a
true.
mentality.
This is economic data. We are
I'm
falling
not getting
behind.
poor.
Well,
our
you
society.
can blame your president for that.
Okay,
And
back
the other
to the
thing is,
prompt.
what do you define as masculinity? It can be subjective
Tell
from
us,
culture to culture.
what do you define
I
masculinity
think masculinity is whatever you want it to be. It doesn't have to be this objective
How-
thing where it's like, oh, you're masculine, you're
How
not.
is
Like,
it gonna-
so it could be different from our society to another society. And actually, in some countries, like men who don't provide for their families or are not the sole provider are not seen
But
as
are we
masculine.
talking about other countries or are we talking about the U.S.?
But even
right
here,
now?
actually, even here, there are people who will say that's demasculating for a man to make less money than his wife.
I appreciate everything everyone's saying. I do want to talk about the prompt. When I heard the prompt and I heard that, I thought about men falling behind, I thought more like mental health, like suicide is more common
Oh, we're
with
gonna
men.
go here.
No,
Love
but it's
this one.
true. Like men
But it's such a
commit suicide
it's
at
not
higher
a cop
rates.
out. Like, I'm not saying mental health isn't an issue. That it is an issue, and obviously a lot of men are experiencing a lot of pressure.
Have you heard like the term death of despair?
Men are committing suicide more. Men are
Right.
dying from alcohol-related illnesses more, and they're also dying from drug abuse and drug overdose.
That's literally true, and a lot of that comes from like the society like also in the U.S. we don't invest a lot into our mental health care. That's literally true. Like, I was just driving, bro, and I literally seen a mentally ill person like butt ass naked outside, and nobody was helping them. And this person like looked like they were in serious need of help. Like, they shouldn't be. Like, it was like fucking 100 degrees outside too, and that shit is terrible to see. And you see that on a daily basis out here in the U.S. Like, in every city, shit like that exists. So this country seriously needs to improve its mental health. That's one thing. And on the other thing is like dudes are like Society tells them not to express their emotions, or if they're feeling shit, to bottle it up, to hide it, or just a lot of that shit also contributes into it, where women are like able to freely express themselves. They're able to cry if they're sad, or just like they can let their emotions out, and society doesn't like demonize them for it or attack them for it. A lot of times, if I see a dude who's emotionally struggling, the majority of people attacking him for being emotional is other men. We're calling him weak, all kinds of shit all the time. So like I keep seeing this over and over again. Men's enemies is other men, but for some reason a lot of this shit is being like targeted towards women, and women are getting attacked for dumb shit that they don't even have control over. They might contribute to it in some way in society, but a lot, like the overall of it, is other dudes, like especially men at the top who contribute to controlling society and like what direction it goes. Those are the ones who are actually causing a lot of these issues.
Correct.
And that's an increasing trend in society.
Yeah.
And then you
That's
see
true.
educational
That is
gaps.
true.
No, there's no denying that. Like young men are abandoning colleges at a rapid
Yeah, it's a
rate.
lot of pressure to be a man.
They're also
Like,
far
the-
lonelier than women are
Yep.
right now.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
that's
women
so
are the
important.
least
Hold on. Can I
happiest.
finish my point? Sorry. I'm like, don't let me lose my train of thought. They're abandoning colleges. Women make up, they enroll in college at a 60% rate. Women are earning more than men nowadays, right? So
I
Yeah,
don't agree
well,
with
no, that is
Hold on,
true.
hold on, hold on.
We can get to the wage gap.
it's about enrollment. So are they having other jobs? Yeah, probably. But I'm saying like men are not going to these institutions. Why?
When you're saying lack of enrollment, there's more entrepreneurials.
Yeah, and a lot of dudes working like trade jobs, like they don't necessarily they work in like trade jobs. Sure, women are going to college more, but I think a lot of the women are also doing nursing and stuff like that, which requires like nurses don't make a lot, but you need to go to college for it. There's jobs like that where women take, and a lot of dudes do trade jobs like construction, like plumbing, like like electrician and stuff like that.
Entrepreneurial space than ever before in history. So I believe a lot of people are opting out of college, as we had, to pursue their ventures. So that could be part of the reason why the enrollment has declined.
Can I just go
But
back to a point that you
it's-
said really quick?
Yeah,
Where
go
you
ahead.
talked about
Yeah.
like the mental health of men and how
Me?
the
Yeah.
stigmatization of men addressing their mental health.
Yeah.
What system are we in that
Sure.
makes it so that men have this big stigma around our mental health where we can't
Yeah.
talk about it and the suicide rate goes
So
up?
I'll
We
tell-
are in a patriarchal system.
No,
Hold on,
that's-
let me
That
tell you.
is
Let me
the-
tell you.
Those
So
are
the
those are the
way-
bounds we are within currently.
There's a
That's
lot
toxic
Can I have
masculinity.
Mason complete his point? I'll encourage you to let the other person finish the point, and then of course you can take it
See,
forward. But I'll encourage you to.
like it was crazy. This lady does not fit into this like traditional thing she's talking about. Like a lot of people would describe her behavior as very masculine, or like, you know what I'm saying? But like she's trying to tell other people of how to like what they can be. You know what I'm saying? Which is fucking annoying and hypocritical. But these guys are way too fucking nice to call that shit out.
to let the other person finish the point, and then of course you can take it forward, but let them talk.
Just
Same
real quick,
thing.
the systemic structures we are in
Yes.
are patriarchy. That is what has caused men to have this massive stigma around mental health,
Sure.
where we don't feel empowered to reach out. Men tend to not go to therapy. That leads to suicide. That leads to all of these big things. That's not caused by feminism. That was happening well before the
So,
feminist
hold
movement
on.
came into these
Let
new
him
waves.
finish. There's a lot of psychiatrists, psychologists, and economists, professors, all these people coming out saying that the actual psychology department is feminized. I know.
No,
it's,
I'm processing what you're saying.
The psychology
It's weird, but the
department?
way that everything's processed is for women. So women and men process information differently.
Bro, it's not even feminized. It's just we don't fucking invest into that shit, bro. Like literally, I had a friend who was trying to get fucking therapy, and he couldn't for the love of his God. Like it would like, first of all, every place he called, that shit was packed. Like literally, it's crazy. Like I have like a family member who struggles with a mental health problem, and their family could not get them help. It was one of the hardest shit they could ever like do. They had to move their like mentally ill kid to another state just to get help.
men are like this in their brain, women are, it's all over, and like, what the hell does that mean?
Well, it's
It
left
means
brain, right
that
brain
when you
usage.
I wish it was
process
that
like
simple.
men need to solve the problem
Correct.
before they can process the emotion.
Women are
Women
emotional.
react
My
on
wing
emotion.
woman.
all
Yeah,
the
that's
time.
it.
But so women have a tendency, not a tendency, they do better with talk therapy. That doesn't always work for men. Men do better when they are kind of working with a coach or somebody that's going to be like, this is what you have to do, and then come
Like
back
massive
see how you
action
did.
That's why mentors
So-
work. That's why men need.
He had a
So-
thought though. Can we let
Yeah.
him finish his
So,
thought?
Okay,
the
fine.
same problems with the military, a lot of the suicide rate, even though there is therapy services, they're actually actively discouraged. And it's because of this masculine energy in the military, because it is still, even to this day, a very ultra masculine institution. And there's these negative energies saying like, hey, no, you shouldn't